this. Many people say, what should we do? How can I share the gospel with Ishmael? So please don't look at Ishmael as a project. Ishmael is not a project. Ishmael is not an opportunity. Ishmael is not a business. Ishmael is a son. And if you are called to Ishmael, you need to provide a family for him. Ishmael is in need of a family. He needs a father, needs a mother, because the mother rejected him. Remember, Sarah was supposed to be the true mother. Says, lay with my maidservant that I may have a child. So the mother rejected him. And the father rejected him. He needs also a brother. He needs a sister. He needs a family. That is the greatest secret to a successful ministry for Ishmael. And if the whole world loves Isaac, but Ishmael doesn't, Isaac will not rest in peace. Because the father heart, Abraham's heart, is that the sons will be together. That's why when he died, he asked Isaac to go bring Ishmael back home. That's the heart. So I want to challenge you with that, and I want to challenge you to one last thing before we go. Be willing to lay everything online. And I'm saying this because if you want to follow God, He continually brings you to the end of yourself, because at the end of yourself, you will find the beginning of God. So all of our ministry, everything we do is successful because we have these homes. Okay? Because people can live together. And we Germans don't want to rent to immigrants. So for Singaporean, that's a great opportunity. Now you know you can buy houses. It's much cheaper than Singapore. You can rent it out to immigrants. You'll have customers. That's business opportunity, okay? Come buy it in our city so we can put refugees and share the gospel and disciple them. So that would be teamwork together. So, but I want to say this. Recently, like literally, a couple of days before we flew out to Asia, we signed for a building. We purchased a building for our church because we have outgrown the home thing. We needed a building. There is lots of miracles. You can watch all the story on the YouTube. Literally, we signed the paper and we don't have the finances. And the guy that sold it to us is a lawyer. So if it goes bad, it goes really bad. We lose the other houses too. But I believed it is His will. It's all yours anyways. You put it in our heart, we put it all in line. God's economy doesn't always make sense. It's crazy. A girl from Texas named Grace called me and said, or left a message. He said, I was praying for you guys and for your need, but God is really funny. He's such a father. I'm like, okay. He said, he can just like this give you the money, but he doesn't. You know why? Because he wants to make a family. He wants all the kids to get. So he creates a need and he doesn't do it so that the kids can gather together and do it together. Then he makes a family. Also, in my head. When I told her and I made a short video, she's like, what? That was big deal to you? I said, yeah, that was so much God. She's like, it feels awkward. It's like trying to teach basketball tips to Michael Jordan because you talk to God all the time. I'm like, no, we need each other. And that's the beauty of the house of the Lord. If you chose to gather together, please don't start a church. Start a family. My son, at 8 years old, many, many years ago, came up to me and I had been crying, praying, fasting for 1.5 years. Why is there so much problem in the church? God, you called me to start this ministry. I started a church. So many salvations, so many miracles, but so many problems. Why? Why is there? I feel like I'm not a pastor. I should work in fire department. I start putting this fire out and then this fire. Oh, Pastor, actually, you know that person looked at me. And okay, yeah, I know what was going on in their head. I was like, what, you're a mind reader? So all this kind of garbage. 1.5 years, I cried and prayed and fasted. My son, at 8 years old, runs inside, Dad, yes. You know when we meet people? I said, what? Yeah, when we meet people outside, yeah. If we become family with them, then the family will become church. And then I hear in my head, you and your family shall be saved. I'm like, uh-huh. Say, you know, Dad, when we meet people, if we become a church, the church doesn't always become a family. And I was like, what? He said, yes. And you know that? People will always leave a church, but they can never leave a family. Yeah. And then he turns around and walks out. But I was not finished. I wanted to hear more. So I just felt like this is too quickly ending. So I opened my mouth and called him, but I called him at the top of my lungs. I said, Courage! Yes. I said, tell me more. He said, no, that's all God told me. Went to play. That changed my life. Please, stop complaining about your church. Jesus didn't ask us to build him a church. He said, I will build my church. And when you build the church and say, Jesus, I built you a church. Can you make us a family? He says, sorry, not my job. Build the family. Father said to Adam, you build a family. That's your authority. Building a church, my job. I'll do that. You build a family, I will make that family a church. Give God a family. He knows what to do with it. I want to challenge you guys. And if we are here till 6th morning, we are gone. If you found the inconvenient time that you wanted to gather with us, we would be available. We'll make ourselves available. And we can sit down, eat together, have some meals together. That'll be amazing. And if you felt you want to partner, you're part of, because we're praying for the 400 people, the crazy people that followed David. We want those crazy rejects that have a heart after David, whose heart was after God. So their heart was after God's heart. So if you have a heart after God's heart and you feel you're called to Cyrus ministry, I don't want you to come if you're not called to that. But if you are called to that, if you're called to this style, we have given it a name. But this is a style from the Bible. If you feel you're called to that, whether you are called to come and see, maybe you learn and bring it back here. Whether you want to come and be a part of it there, whether you want to stay here, pray for us there, you want to partner, whatever way you feel. We don't want to steal you from your calling. We want to give you an opportunity so you will be aligned with your calling. If you are called, that's your responsibility. I would believe you if you said that. And it's your responsibility. Then you have to then contact us and then we can sit together. Bless you guys. I think we're past the 5:30, so they'll kick us out.